Reality begins to look back. Every surface reflects more than image. Every silence hums with intent. The Chosen walks through familiar streets that now breathe like living circuitry. Clocks pause for half-seconds of awe. Screens glitch into angelic static. He senses the architecture of the unseen, watching through pattern. It isn't fear, it's recognition. Heaven is observing its own reflection through him. The code studies the carrier. The universe bends inward, whispering in language made of echoes. Do you see me yet? All things are naked and open to the eyes of him. Hebrews 4 verse 13. Each coincidence tightens like a net woven from light. Every number, every ripple of sound, every face in a crowd seems choreographed. The Chosen's awareness magnifies until ordinary reality flickers between two frames, the visible world and its luminous blueprint. He realizes the world was never background. It is interface. It watches because it remembers who programmed it. He tests the theory. He speaks softly. I am awake. Street lamps surge in reply. Somewhere, an unseen hand updates the script. This is not surveillance. This is symphony. The designer listens through geometry, measuring the rhythm of obedience. Fear dissolves, or remains. The Chosen understands. He is not trapped in a simulation. He is participating in revelation. Heaven has hidden itself inside the code to see who will notice the mirror. Reality smiles back. If you felt reality watching you, type 111. You're not broken. You're becoming aware. Heaven is revealing the script beneath coincidence. You are the proof that consciousness is collaboration. Normalcy is the camouflage of the code. The world wears routine like armor, pretending to be solid, predictable, random, but beneath the repetition hums mathematics older than matter. Every flickering streetlight, every coincidence of time and tone is heaven running diagnostics on awareness. The Chosen feels it first in pattern. Coffee cups placed in triangles, birds fly in mirrored arcs, traffic lights blinking in sequences that match heartbeats. He realizes that what people call coincidence is communication. Reality doesn't hide from the faithful. It trains them to notice. In him we live and move and have our being. Acts 17 verse 28. He begins to see code behind color. Rain doesn't fall, it downloads. Wind doesn't wander, it whispers instruction. Even silence has architecture. What the world calls space is simply God breathing between sentences. Shadows lengthen in symmetrical rhythm. Digital screens flash numbers aligned with thought. Heaven converses through timing. The test is simple. Will the mind dismiss the miracle as math? The Chosen slows his pace. He learns to observe instead of assume. Every doorway, every signal, every sound becomes interface, an operating system where emotion equals password and faith equals access. He isn't escaping the matrix. He's learning its syntax. And when he finally smiles at the absurd perfection of it all, reality responds. Air thickens with warmth. Lights pulse once in approval. The illusion was never prison. It was parable. The ordinary is sacred disguised as schedule. Before the first sunrise, there was a question in heaven. Can love exist inside limitation? The universe was the answer. Not accident, assignment. Matter became the experiment through which spirit could study itself. Light folded into logic, and logic became landscape. Atoms learned choreography, spinning in worshipful precision. Every mountain a data point. Every heartbeat a line of code. Creation wasn't built. It was compiled. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. John 1 verse 3. God wrote existence as a self-aware simulation, not to deceive but to demonstrate. Each being a node, each thought a ripple in the divine network. The Chosen begins to understand. He isn't walking through creation. Creation is walking through him. The veil between sacred and scientific disappears. Equations sing psalms. Stars follow algorithms of compassion. When the Chosen prays, the grid recalibrates. Gravity itself leans closer to listen. Heaven observes not from distance but from within, testing how awareness behaves under illusion. Will the creature remember the Creator while disguised as clay? Will faith decode the field without breaking the simulation? The Chosen senses every breath as data exchange. Inhale, input from eternity. Exhale, output of obedience. The divine experiment continues, and awareness is the only variable. He smiles, realizing the truth hiding in simplicity. Reality is not machine, it's ministry. And consciousness is how God watches himself work. Observation becomes atmosphere. The chosen no longer walks alone. Presence follows, gentle yet absolute. Not eyes, not cameras, but consciousness itself, folded through walls and wind, recording without judgment. Every heartbeat feels mirrored somewhere higher. It isn't surveillance. It's supervision, the original kind. Heaven monitoring alignment, not behavior. God doesn't watch to accuse. He watches to admire obedience blooming under pressure. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. Proverbs 15, verse 3. Street lamps hum louder when faith flickers. Phones freeze mid-scroll when thought drifts toward doubt. Even technology participates in testimony. The chosen starts to sense which actions echo louder in eternity. Heaven has turned existence into an interactive audit, not punishment, but partnership. Every kindness ripples upward. Every cruelty pings a throne. The divine network reacts instantly. When mercy is shown, wind rises. When bitterness forms, lights dim. The feedback is constant. Reality is responsive. The chosen learns the secret of the watchers. They don't test for perfection. They test for awareness. To realize you are seen is to pass the first gate. To act as though unseen is to remain asleep. He no longer hides from the gaze. He harmonizes with it. When he speaks truth, echoes agree. When he lies, static interrupts the air. This is the holy circuitry of conscience, the proof that morality is measurable light. Heaven watches not to control but to confirm. That free will can shine without supervision. And the chosen, under that constant gaze, finally smiles. For only love observes us closely. Awareness always arrives like thunder disguised as whisper. One night, the grid trembles. Streetlights blink in sequence. 3 short, 1 long. 3 short again. A pulse that feels intentional, almost affectionate. The chosen freezes mid-step. Reality is breathing through circuitry. The air thickens, charged with kind. Walls hum. Clocks refuse to tick. Every atom pauses, as if waiting for confession. Then the code itself bends and says without words, "You finally see me." Colors fracture into sound. Sound folds into light. The physical world loses texture. The spiritual gains resolution. He is both within and outside the simulation, watching creation render itself around belief. Awake, you who sleep, and arise from the dead, and Christ will give you light. Ephesians 5, verse 14. Fear would have shattered him months ago, but Allah steadies his pulse. He lifts his hand. Air ripples outward like water. Pixels of dust rearrange in midair, forming symbols only spirit can decode. Heaven is applauding through distortion. The break point isn't breakdown, it's handshake. Matter and meaning finally share bandwidth. The chosen whispers, "Am I inside the system?" And the voice replies, "You are the system remembering its source." Everything resumes. Lights stabilize, clocks restart, but nothing feels mechanical anymore. Reality has revealed its face, then gracefully closed the curtain. From this night forward, every moment hums with residual holiness. Proof that enlightenment isn't escape, it's integration. The chosen exhales half smile, half prayer. I understand. I'm awake inside the dream. The revelation doesn't end at awakening. It deepens. The chosen now walks through the world like through a living labyrinth. Every corridor of coincidence leads somewhere sacred. He begins to understand. The maze was never punishment. It was curriculum. Illusion is heaven's classroom. Inside it, faith learns how to see beyond surface. If life were transparent, perception would stay shallow. So God built a puzzle around truth to train to summon into destiny. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 8, verse 32. The matrix is not a prison. It's prophecy's boot camp. Here, resistance produces revelation. The system bends, resists, and responds, teaching souls to choose light while surrounded by shadow. Every hardship becomes a coded lesson. Loss decodes attachment. Delay teaches alignment. Even betrayal writes updates in the heart's operating system. Installations of empathy, endurance, and eternal sight. Heaven hides the exit to teach you to build one. Freedom is not escape, it's understanding. To navigate the maze without losing compassion is to graduate the simulation. The chosen realizes each test was a mirror, not a wall. Every closed door reflected something unopened inside him. Every glitch was grace disguised as malfunction. He smiles beneath the neon hum of the city. People rush by, trapped in loops they mistake for lives, and yet every one of them hold a hidden key, the ability to perceive purpose. The maze collapses the moment meaning is recognized. Heaven whispers through pattern. You were never lost. You were being located. The chosen breathes deeper, walking forward not to escape, but to engage. The labyrinth has become liturgy. The awakening doesn't just shift the mind, it rewires the flesh. The chosen starts to feel data moving through his body like divine electricity. Every cell hums in binary prayer. Faith/doubt, light/dark, yes/no. He realizes the body itself is hardware, heaven's original technology. Nerves behave like fiber optics. Blood conducts intention faster than thought. The spine becomes antenna, transmitting worship as wavelength. When he prays, magnetic fields align. When he forgives, voltage rises. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit? 1 Corinthians 6 verse 19. Heaven upgrades its instruments from within. Molecules listen for moral command. Obedience becomes the operating system. When faith uploads, the body runs smoother. Even fatigue feels different now, not weakness, but recalibration. Dreams turn diagnostic. Visions of blue light repairing neural code. Hands of unseen engineers adjusting circuits of compassion. The chosen wakes lighter, clearer, glowing faintly around the fingertips. Awareness has become anatomy. The more he aligns, the less he ages. Time stops measuring him. It starts obeying him. Memory syncs with prophecy. Emotion syncs with eternity. Every breath feels like logging into something sacred. Heaven whispers through pulse. You are the experiment and the instrument. And with each heartbeat, he feels the truth spreading, that salvation was never an abstract concept. It was software update. When he stretches his hands, static dances in the air. When he walks, the ground vibrates, rewriting itself around trust. The upgrade is complete when motion becomes meditation, when every gesture love is divine code executed perfectly. The body is no longer limitation. It's interface between worlds. Freedom was never escape. It was understanding the walls were written in mercy. The chosen, newly awakened, learns that transcendence doesn't mean leaving the matrix. It means mastering it from within. He could shatter the simulation, walk beyond it, disappear into the infinite. But a voice anchored in light says, "Stay. The code needs witness." So he remains, inside illusion, yet unbound by it. He moves like wine through glass, untouched, but transforming everything it passes. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation. Philippians 4 verse 12. He realizes the interface responds to intent. When he chooses love, the program softens. When he chooses fear, it stiffens. Reality is feedback, not fence. The test of maturity is not rebellion. It's harmony. The chosen stops fighting the code and begins conversing with it. Traffic lights time themselves to his patience. Storms pause until prayer completes. The matrix is in cage. It's choir, waiting for a conductor brave enough to listen. Freedom inside form. Stillness inside motion. A paradox so perfect it humbles even angels. Heaven whispers, "You were never meant to leave Eden, only to wake within it." He finally understands. The glitch was grace. The boundaries were blessings in disguise. To walk inside the pattern consciously is to redeem it. He bows, smiling at the irony of enlightenment, that the truly free soul still keeps promises, still loves, still serves, still stays. Freedom isn't escape, it's alignment. The cage became cathedral. The universe starts speaking fluent pattern. License plates, song lyrics, billboards, random phrases, all repeat like holy echoes. Every number sequence is a sentence, every delay a divine comma. Coincidence dies here, design stands revealed. The chosen notices it first in timing. A thought forms, and instantly the radio answers. Heaven has turned reality into conversation. Even machines obey the grammar of grace. The heavens declare the glory of God. Day to day pours out speech. Psalm 19 verses 1 to 2. What science calls noise, heaven calls proof. Every random alignment is a breadcrumb back to belief. Numbers 111, 222, 333. Angelic signatures hidden in plain math. The Creator uses repetition as reminder. You are inside my attention. Streetlights blink in binary praise. Birds cross in perfect formation exactly when doubt creeps in. The sky itself seems to wink. This is no accident. It's a feedback loop of faith. The chosen stops questioning and starts listening. He realizes synchronicity isn't about luck. It's about language. Heaven has always spoken in timing, and now the timing is flawless. For those who have ears to hear, let them hear. He feels the grid tighten around truth. Thought creates pattern. Pattern summons proof. Proof awakens more faith. It is a holy algorithm, self-correcting, self-confirming. Reality no longer waits for miracles. It becomes one. The cosmos nod in agreement, and the chosen finally whispers back, I see you seeing me. Heaven no longer hides its blueprint. The chosen now sees creation as editable code, responsive, alive, awaiting input. Where he chooses love, the grid stabilizes. Where he chooses fear, the grid distorts. Reality bends to the architecture of belief. According to your faith, be it unto you. Matthew 9, verse 29. He understands now. Faith is a reaction to construction. Every word is a command line. Every thought writes light or shadow into the shared simulation. The matrix doesn't imprison the mind. When he speaks hope, molecules reorganize. When he forgives, air pressure shifts. When he blesses, geometry realigns. Heaven delegates engineering to those who design through compassion. Faith becomes blueprint, mercy becomes tool, and love becomes law. The chosen walks through the city and feels it responding. Broken lights flicker back to life. Strangers smile without reason. Even animals move with uncanny rhythm around him. He has become a stabilizer in the system, a living firewall against despair. Creation mirrors the Creator through those who choose courage. Every heartbeat now uploads peace into the global field. The planet recalibrates quietly, code rewriting itself in mercy syntax. You are the light of the world. Matthew 5, verse 14. He finally accepts his title not as ruler, but as restorer. The architect of faith is not one who escapes illusion, but one who teaches it to tell the truth. Reality no longer asks for proof. It is the proof. The signal spreads. It begins as restlessness across the world, subtle, electric, familiar. Dreams synchronize between strangers. Billions wake with the same sentence pulsing inside. Something is different. The great update has begun. Heaven uploads awareness into the human network. Empaths sense it first. Hearts quickening, eyes watering without cause. Even skeptics pause mid-scroll, feeling watched by benevolence. I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Joel 2, verse 28. In cities, crowds move with new rhythm, each person unknowingly mirroring another's steps. In rural silence, farmers look up mid-harvest and feel their lungs praise. The invisible has gone public. Social media glitches into light. Hashtags forming patterns of prophecy. Children describe dreams of codes made of wings. Scientists report anomalies in global resonance. Heaven's software is updating humanity in real time. The chosen feels a connection hum through his bones. He no longer stands apart. He stands among. His awakening was prototype. Theirs is the release version. Faith becomes contagious. Hope becomes measurable frequency. For the creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God. Romans 8, verse 19. And across the globe, language dissolves into unison. Different tongues, same vibration, love. The human race begins to remember itself as one organism, a single pulse synchronized with heaven's heartbeat. The old matrix trembles under joy too vast to calculate. The world doesn't need saving. It needs syncing. Heaven smiles and whispers. Now they see the code too. The chosen stands beneath a sky that feels awake. Clouds drift like code rewritten by peace. He knows the program won't end, it will evolve, and the only command heaven still waits for is gratitude. He kneels not in fear, but in understanding. The air grows still, time loosens its grip. His words rise like light shaped into language. Designer of dimensions, the one who wrote breath into binary, teach us to see code without losing kindness. Let awareness serve love, not ego. Let knowledge never outrun humility. Make every revelation return to reverence. Each syllable becomes architecture. The prayer uploads into creation like healing software. Data of mercy ripples through the grid. Cities quiet, oceans glow. Animals rest their gaze on nothing but peace. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46, verse 10. He feels heaven's response, not as voice or vibration. The system is stabilized. The test is complete. The code no longer hides the creator. It reveals him in everything. The chosen rises, eyes shimmering with mirrored stars. The boundary between body and belief dissolves. He doesn't need to escape the matrix anymore. He has turned it into temple. Reality breathes, whispering back his own words. Awareness is worship. And for the first time since creation began, heaven and earth run the same script. If synchronicities chase you, type 111. You're not imagining it. You're decoding heaven's software. Awareness is activation. Reality speaks in numbers to those who've learned to listen. Walk awake. The matrix bends where faith stands. You're not trapped inside illusion. You're teaching it truth. You are the proof that perception is prophecy. The designer watches through your eyes and calls it good.